Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Addon, and I write games for fun, so what are we doing today? I dropped something, I don't know where I put it, but hello, yes, I'm alive, here I am. So what are we doing today? Today we're going to be DUWANGing a game called Emo-Klore, which I thought was going to be a lot more fascinating where the name came from, but it's legitimately just folklore and emotional combined into Emo-Klore. Just say that to yourself and realize it sounds pretty stupid, but I'm kind of invested in it at this point. But what is this game? What really is this game? You're an Emo-Klore. From what I've been able to gather from the website, this game is effectively budget Call of Cthulhu in a way. More how's the best way to word this? Let me bring up my handy notepad document here. My handy little notepad here. I think the best way to kind of understand it is, quote, less hardcore Call of Cthulhu. Like it's more, instead of elder horrors beyond comprehension, it's scary things. That's kind of the best way for me to kind of word it. It's a lot less hardcore comparatively to something, say, like Call of Cthulhu. It's not really about, dying horrifically. It's about feeling emotional resonance. Because what these things are, the titular Emo-Klore, are effectively are creatures that can influence emotions of people. Now, if we go to this, this is the entire storyline, and I'm kind of okay with this. You'll weave with oddities together. Another world, much like the one we live in today, a world where supernatural beings, or oddities, exist alongside the people. That is the stage of this game. The oddities in the world not only cause bizarre phenomenon, but also have the power to mutate the emotions of those who approach them. Because of their unique nature, they are also called Emo-Klore. Emo-Klore TRPG is a game where players weave a story through their own conversations. Various incidents are caused by emotionally distorted people, or oddities. Stories are spun out of them. Main characters are none other than yourselves. You play the main characters. Not really, but it is. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those games. You might also notice, Notepad, why are there already 12 footnotes? Why are there 12 footnotes? There are 12 footnotes because of this. Here, I will go back to. This is what the game actually does a lot, is it has these little tooltips. That's really the only way for me to explain them in any, like, I'm actually curious if you'll pop. Yeah, that's the only way I can really explain them are tooltips. And some of these tooltips are like, for more information on role-playing, please read the role-playing section. It's to play the role of a character. There are a variety of techniques, such as acting as the character or describing the character's action. Express the character's like, these are like really common sense things for people who play games, but if you don't play games, maybe it wouldn't be as common sense. But interestingly enough, the GM is called the Dealer in this game. It's the Dealer. And the Dealer, or the DL, any game could be someone's first game. Yeah, that's a thing that's very common in JTRPGs. I will say that. Is that they do like to explain to you sometimes as if you are, this is the first time you've ever encountered an RPG. Well, it's interesting kind of here in the stateside and more, Western games. There's usually this weird, I would like to say, association of competence. Like, if you're here, you should already kind of know. You also have some odd ones. The DL is like a parent who has authority to make all decisions during the session. Yes, we have a total 22 footnotes already. There will only be more. They kind of talk about, you know, like what you need. You need the rules, you need character sheets, you need various dice. They do really want you to play on CC Folia. Those who don't know, CC Folia is effectively Japanese Roll20. So that's just kind of a thing that they somewhat assume you at least know about. Now, this is where we are right now. Let's click this, but not Kazuryu. That's who's in the corner. Hello, Miss Io. Everyone said hi, hello to Io. She's dead. But, alright, so... Bad risotto, bad risotto! No! How does the game work? No fucking clue yet. I think it's D10 based. That is the shining confidence that I know so far. Is that I'm like 70% sure that it's D10 based. Anything else? Kind of up in the air currently. But that's half the fun, alright? We want to it's Droid Sans, Droid Sans Undertale. Hello, it's me, Sans Under. Oh, and just gonna and then we do the here. Now, for those who don't know how we do things here, this is what I like to refer to casually as blind idiot translations. Which is to say, I'm kind of going into this a little bit blind without much in the idea of what I'm doing. But that's the fun part. Do as we plug it into here. Your sympathizers. I've seen that word before. They don't use sympathizers. It's a resonator. We are lucky in one regard because you actually have... I do have a resource, and that resource is very clearly this guy. This is Aethersong. This is really the only person who's done a translation of this game, except it's entirely in a video. That's the issue. So I've been kind of referencing a lot of the stuff that he's been doing and what he already has done. So instead of sympathizers, it would be resonators. Oh, your resonators who have been guided by the because it's odd here. I've changed some words because one of the things he uses the term. There's the term of kaiju, effectively kai, K-A-I-I, but they're translated. But it's more along the idea of being monsters. That's all kai actually means. Monster. I hate D5s. I hate D5s. You love D5s. You will eat corns. By the oddities. There we go. Resonators who've been guided by the. Yeah, that's. I'm gonna try my best to keep the. As much of the naming as consistent as possible throughout this. That's going to be like a big thing I have to like double check constantly in the when we start compiling this book, simply because it's like, okay, I got to make sure that this is the right way of doing this. Mostly because we've decided to do Emo-Klore, the RPG. These are the basic rules. Which facilitate session. Go to the dealers. Alright, so heading to created by resonator creation. Alright, easy enough to understand. Heading to, in fact, my fucking life. We this. Here, create, then we get ready to rumble. Droids, 10 points. If I don't respond right away, it's just because I'm getting focused on some things. In case you're wondering, yes, we are going to be translating the stupid fucking, we're going to be translating the footnotes, all of them. We're going to be translating them, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Cause it's stupid. It's actually because Notepad hates us. No, I don't hate anybody. I'm a friendly person who believes in friendly things for friendly reasons. We want to next page. We're going to maybe wonder, why am I copy pasting all of this? We are copy pasting everything because I want to keep the same fonts effectively. I want to keep everything looking roughly the exact same. By chance, quirk of fate, someone else's trigger, or by your own will. Either way, you resonate. You have been chosen to be a character about a oddity. Term oddity. About an oddity. About a oddity. You've been chosen to be in a story about an oddity. Dun dun dun. Sucks to be you, asshole. The player character is controlled by it's called a resonator in the Emo-Klore. You may be wondering, why aren't you just combining the entire word together, Emo-Klore? Because specifically, if we go here, it's written like this, Emo-Klore. So I'm just gonna stick with that being the accepted name of the game. That's what's written here. That's what we have to work with. And I can tell you this right now, it really hates it. It despises it. Starts creating a resonator, one of the main characters of the story that will be spread into the future. Resonators are people who resonate with the story and become a party of the incident. When they resonate, they may what they resonate with may be the oddity itself. Or the feelings of people involved. Resonate with the story itself. And resonance does not require any special talent. Any person has the potential to resonate with the story of the variety of reasons. Chance, clause, effect, accountability. Now we're gonna do this just to double check everything. Because I'm paranoid about these things. Be like, looking correct. To slap you here. Everything reads correctly. Resonator. Person who resonates with the story and becomes a part of the end. And becomes the party to the end. How would you go about making a Wheel of Time RPG? Fun fact, I've never read, or watched, or done anything with Wheel of Time. I've never really been fascinated in it. It was always one of those things that would be like, you would love Wheel of Time. I'm like, all right, what's it about? Well, it's about the Wheel of Time, you see. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean by that? It's just like, don't worry, it just works. It's really good, trust me. It's like, oh, okay, now what we get to do here, we get to go here. We get to go to the source page. Where is it? View page source. We get to find the words, and then we get to find the tip associated with it. Do is we're gonna put this into put this into Sakura, our little thing here. Then we put this right. In case you're wondering, this is very annoying. Yes, we have to use legitimate entire sections of page breaks to make this work properly. It's very fun. I love it. I love the United Nations. We want to go to rapid window. Check this out. Any person potential resonate with the story. We don't need you because I think it's just telling us here. Backbones, you're free to set a character as much as your DL scenario or fellow participants' story will allow. Yep, that's what we've gotta put in. By the way, insert footnote. Paste that here. We go here. We page 8 here. Insert footnote. Professions. It's trying desperately to be helpful, and I want to keep things relatively consistent, so we're going to keep things consistent. Check character sheet, so that means we got to fill out there. I'm assuming this is the character. Don't know why it's doing. Please fill out the character sheet. Wowie zowie, I would have never fucking thought. Prepare sheet, character creation screen. That. Obviously, as usual, we will be remaking the character sheet afterwards. Making it into English. This is very complicated. It just takes time, and time isn't. Let's keep consistent. That moves us on. And my theory on like it's D10 based is like way down here. It's like awesome, cool. I'm ready. I'm ready. Characterization, character. Will you? That. You're slightly different. These are a slightly different color. You're gonna see down here, ever so slightly different. Marked. Yeah, I haven't read the OGL yet. I saw that. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this right now. I'm like, yep, you know what? Good job, good job, Kings. We're gonna tactically avoid this bullshit. Yes, I have seen. I've seen bits and pieces of it. If it is as bad as people are kind of making it out to be, and again, I don't know if it's that bad. I don't know. I haven't read it yet. If it's as bad as people are kind of making it out to be, things are going to get a lot rougher here soon, and it's going to be a lot more, things are not going to be fun for a while, but it's going to be fucking hilarious. So, people may wonder, where are you on the D&D line, and I am firmly on whatever will produce the funniest outcome, because I am chaotic notepad, and that's all that matters. I am the chaos. I am the problem. Character of your resonator and think about the setting. It can be someone similar to this or someone completely different. You're given a handout with advanced using. First, imagine a character. Imagine somebody just like you. Welcome to the wonderful world of Dungeons and Dragons. Following rough lift the thing you decide on setup. You do not need to decide everything. You decide things. No. Name, age, gender, hometown, external characteristics, background, people involved. Yeah, so it's... You can... I'm assuming that's effectively saying you can determine your character. Convert? It's... Here's... Again, I still hold... I have a dark and nasty theory. I have two things about this. There's two things that may be occurring. One, this is planned. This if you really want to see a master plan, and this is a massive thing. This is the PR gamble of PR gambles. You don't pull this shit unless you know it'll work. Effectively, what they're planning on doing is they announce all this like debatably terrible shit. I mean really debatably terrible. Because they know. They're not stupid. They know. But you release all this terrible shit and then like give it a few months and they'll be like, we're rolling back things. We've listened to the community and we're rolling back ideas here, and we've asked members of the community to assist us with making our brand new OGL for D&D next. You bring on some talking heads and suddenly you're the good guy. You saved D&D and you're the good guy, even though you're the one who caused it. Doesn't matter. That's the best part. It's great. It's great. I love it. Yeah, there's conversion in this game. Or getting mad about things. People are mad in chat, everybody. Yeah, so apparently you can convert. So this is legitimately convert. So I'm gonna say converting because I believe that's what it's trying to say. The end? No. So let's actually read what the fuck. You can also convert to for your own creations into the Emo-Klore TRPG and treat them as resonators. Conversely, convert a resonant character created in the Emo-Klore TRPG. What the fuck? What the fuck does this mean? I don't know what the fuck this means. Conversion is based on the premise of your own. Okay, I think I'm getting a little bit more what it's talking about. Effectively, what this is saying is that you can bring in a character. It's giving you permission to bring a character you've already your special OC in. So you could use another. You can use another character. Like, yeah, have no fear. I can use a character, my own special character from outside. I can use this. Once you've used a resonator, this is also a one-shot RPG if you haven't realized yet. Very one-shot based, very to the point. Alright, so let's bring this up. Let's find the footnote. Here's the footnote. The tips. Go here, we go here. What's this tip? Decide if you play if you want to treat or convert it as the same entity or different entities that have blended into the Emo-Klore world. Oh man, I fucking adore Japanese RPGs. Some of the shit. Oh man, I love it. I love it. I love it so much. You have no idea. And that's all this is. That's the best part. That's all it technically is saying is like, yeah, you totally can also use your you can use your special characters from other from other games and can just convert them over. So if you already have a character in mind, you could just do that, and then you could say, oh, you can just make them a different character if you want. They could just be different, or they could be from parallel worlds. Yeah, it's like we need to make sure you do have the right to do such. Yeah, it's one of those things like I can understand if you're like, oh, hey, this is a like very explicitly like characters aren't really. It's not common for characters to do that, but it's like it's totally okay because we want to be the cool guys and allow you, yeah, you, to use your characters. You can totally do that if you want to, but you make sure that it's okay. Like, yeah, you could use the same fucking name. But I distinctly remember someone in the JTRPG server did make a very good point about Japanese RPG in some respects. Is that they really like to make sure that you know that you're playing the game correctly. You are not playing the game wrong. Because to them, that is a very important concept. I am playing this fun tabletop game correctly. If I'm not playing this game correctly, it's wrong and I can't do it. And I think they would have a stroke with half the shit we end up like, yeah, that's about right. Fuck it. Fuck it. That sounds about right. Being like, yeah, do whatever the hell you really kind of feel like. I don't care. Sounds 8. The dual sounds keep that 8. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of these. Here's what we're going to do. Let's translate capability. We'll use capability. I think I like capabilities. I think that fits. Can't tell. I'm double checking everything that I actually wrote everything down. The one thing is going to be wrong, and I'm going to lose my fucking. Nor TTJRPGs inhabiting an existing character. Not really. It's the best way to think about it is JTRPGs want to do three things. One, they assume you are not going to be here for long. Like, we got to get everything in as fast as physically possible, because you may have it might be 3 hours. That's all you have, and you're paying for those 3 hours because you're at a karaoke bar, you're at a library, you're at a place that you need to rent a space because you're not really playing at home. So we need to make it big fast, and we need to get you kind of set up a little bit earlier. The other big thing is a lot of front loading. It's, here's a lot of options. Please select option A, option B, option C, but you can't ever choose like option D or whatever. Like Floria was a very good example of this, because Floria effectively only had a couple options for you to play as, but you picked and choose, and it was like, okay, the GM fundamentally knows you can only have like 5 variations of a character. That's why Goblin Slayer, bringing up that video from a few days ago, Goblin Slayer was actually kind of unique, because most JTRPGs don't do things like that. That's kind of an odd one, an odd duck out from what we see a lot, because a lot of the games that we see are weeb games, and we have the weeb effect. The other very important thing is very one-shot focused characters. That makes sense. That kind of feeds into that first point of, we got to go fast, we got to get everything done as fast as possible and teach you really quickly, is we only assume you're going to be playing this maybe 1 or 2 sessions at most. This is a game that you are bringing, that you get everyone together and be like, okay, we're going to play a game here. Our game. We might be playing board games one day, we might be playing another RPG, or it's going to be... And it's like, okay, we think you're only going to maybe play 1 session of this, or maybe 1 or 2 sessions. Where I think that, like, here in the US, we have a bigger assumption that we're going to do campaigns. Like, campaigns are kind of the baseline assumption for a lot of things. Like, oh, it's going to be multi day, session campaigns. Like, are you really playing this game correctly if you only play 3 sessions of it? No, you have to play 9 sessions, 100 sessions. That's actually a very big reason why I really talk about early game stuff more than anything when it comes to character creation. Like, even like why I go through like character creation in the video, because that is what people are going to see. And we can see in like a lot of even like tabletop RPGs being like, yeah, after the first 5 levels it's fun, but it's just like, well, if it's not fun, don't bother playing it. That's always been my thing. And anybody who tells you, oh, after the first 80 hours it gets entertaining, and being like, no, fuck that. Like, that's not a good reason. TRPG 100 sessions, 10 campaigns, and a mega session. Like, yeah, that's a big assumption that a lot of people here in the West anyway kind of have about games. I mean, really look at some of the bigger games that come out. A lot of them are games focused around campaigns or bigger playing, or just outright just big stories. And that's what we've kind of shifted a lot of things toward, is we want multi-session. We have 12 viewers for these multi-session extravaganzas. That's what people really want. That's what people really like here. But then you also learn, like, oh, hey, like, most campaigns don't actually last more than, what was the average? It was like 6 sessions or something. Like, most campaigns die at like session 6. I remember it was something like weirdly low, that it was it was like, you don't think about it like, yeah, this is, it's tabletop role-playing games, of course it'll be a lot of, like, of course, no, like, there was like some very low amounts. Okay, we want to do tables. This is going to be a big table, and we're going to do English, and this is actually Japanese left, Japanese gobbling. Just like that, my viewers have assassinated me in my room. So what we're going to do is we're going to this up. Part of me, I'm going to say this, part of me wants to keep the emojis, another part of me really doesn't. In the you know what, in the Japanese one, I will keep the emojis in place. Because they're there on the website, we may as well keep them here. Because I find this immensely interesting. Also, I believe that's a, is that a credit card? That's a credit card he has. All right. So first ones first. Body. All right, very easy enough to understand. A body of physical abilities such as muscle strength and athletic. All right, understandable. Makes sense. This is hand here, dexterity. All right, understandable. Dexterity. Dexterity and skill with hands. Ability to perform arts and crafts. That's kind of a interesting way of mentioning that, but hey, what do I know? We want to go down to see, you are going to be spirit. So go away, emojis. God, I hate emojis. I've never been a big fan of emojis. I never use them except laughing face emojis to like my mom. Like, that's the only one. My mother loves emojis. I cannot stand them. It's weird when anecdotally most campaigns fizzle out pretty quickly. Yeah. It's that, like, one of the big things with, like, campaigns, it feels like, because, like, one of the things is, like, yeah, we've started a campaign. We're going on, we're doing this, session 3 or 4 is, I think at like session 3 and 4, people begin to realize like this is not just like a one-off thing, and they have to make a decision. Like, do I want to stay with these people for a couple hours every week or every few weeks? Do I really want to do that? And it's kind of like maybe not. And again, it's either that, it's either it ends before session 5 or it's 2+ years. It's either these big ass campaigns or these very small ones that die. Generally speaking, I've been moving my campaigns to more of like a shorter kind of like overarching one. Even though the one I'm currently running, the fucking Metal Saviors campaign, is just a pile of sadness, just because it's just how I fucking structure that stupid thing, which I should, giddy up and go and get this next fucking arc done as fast as possible. That's its own bag of wheat. It's people pinging me. But yeah. I think it's just the way people do it. But it's also one of those things like a lot of people here in the States get like really like, I hate JTRPG. Hate JTRPG. They take away what was the one I saw? It was like they take away too much of my ability to do things. And it's like, my brother in Christ, you haven't even played the full campaign before. Like we did it, boys. We found the attractiveness stat and intellectual ability. That's legitimately just fucking IQ. This is gonna be his credit rating. I know that. That's a credit card. Social competence. That's a social competence such as position, credit, financial resources, and educational level. So that's just your that is just being fucking rich. Like, sorry, you just have money. What's your special power, Mr. Man? I have the power of money. God, if we're playing fucking Advanced Wars over here. Those are our various abilities. Jeez, okay, so I don't like that. I see dice there. I see dice. Yeah, let's do ability is represented by a number integer from 1 to 6. The higher the number, the greater. For fortune, roll 6 side. Let's just translate this for ability is represented by an integer. Understandable, not exactly complicated. First one. Feel free to assign total 25 points. Feel free to assign a total of 25. What the fuck does this mean? Fortune. Fortune. Why does it label that? No, it's just labeled twice. I wonder if it's because it's referencing the fact that it is fortune. It's referencing fortune, therefore, we have to put the little thing there. All right. Oh God, we're using fucking. Oh God. So, I wonder, do we have to use the emojis? Oh God, the emojis might be a thing we gotta think about. You know what? I have to put the fucking emojis in. Because you want to know what's gonna happen. This is my terrible thought. The terrible importance is later on, they're only gonna show you the emoji. That's it. They're only gonna show you the little emoji there. And they're not gonna show you like what you actually need to roll. It's just gonna be like, oh, make a muscle check. But you're like, what? So, okay, that's Bing chilling. Hey, if you ever make a deal for Chinese release, do you plan to make a social credit score mechanic? You know that you can't have stat 2.3. Only the whole numbers in this game, Coon. Yes. Here's the thing. If I were to do a Chinese, like the Chinese approved TRPG, my two theories would my two ways of doing it would be, it is not mentioning social credit at all. That's the thing. Is you would probably either want it so that pretty much the Chinese aspect is never mentioned. That makes any remote amount of sense. You would almost need to make the game, I wouldn't necessarily say like aggressively friendly, but it would almost be like, yes, China number 1. We don't mention anything remotely weird about China. It's just how the game is played. It's there. The big thing that I would either do is, hey, you're playing, like you're the heroes of the Red Army. You're the heroes of the Chinese military, and you are fighting against aliens on like fucking Chinese territory. You are being invaded by extraterrestrial aliens, and nobody is helping you. But only you, yes, you can save the day, and you do. Pretty much playing Chinese XCOM. Aggressively apolitical or aggressively patriotic. Apolitically patriotic, if that makes sense. It wouldn't be like, yeah, I love China's policies, being like, fuck yeah, China, yeah, bling. It would like, do we mention, the province of Taiwan? No, we never mention the province of Taiwan. We never mention anything wrong. We never talk about it. It's just there. We do not speak about it. We do not talk about it. We do not think or wonder about it. And I think that's like the most amusing aspect of it, is you can't really talk about things like that because it would be immediately be a no-no. I remember I've talked to people about this before, and it's very complicated because the Chinese like okays and not okays are very how do I want to word this? Arbitrary. Like, if that makes any remote, like, it's like some things will just be like, this is fine, or like, this isn't fine. I was thinking about doing historical, like way far back. Historical would be another one. It would pretty much either have to be Das Future or the past, like the far past. Even like a Mystic China tier. Like, oh yeah, the Golden fucking Emperor and all that shit. Nothing. I would say anything from like 2050. Like, this would be my thing. About 2050 all the way back to about 1700 is a no-no. Anything previous to 1700 you can kind of probably make finagle some bits and pieces out of. Like, it's just, at that point, it's just so historical. It's like, yeah, this is something we all have to accept. But like, everything after that and everything everything at like during that point, about 1700 to about 2050, I would say even, is kind of a no-no zone, because it's like, unless you do something like China, like you're playing Chinese super soldiers taking over Taiwan or some bullshit like that. Like, you would legitimately need to be like, we just not talk about it kind of thing. Like, okay, like, I don't mention it, you don't mention it, we're all fun. You made a male character, Shoujo Tenrakai. You've been broken the law, and you will be going to Japan to stand trial. Yeah, or it would be fantasy China. Like, that's kind of the idea. Like, you would need to. Risotto, what the fuck is this? What in God's green earth is this? Risotto, a person in my chat, has posted this. I distinctly remember seeing this. This is Shoujo Tenrakai. There are no adults nor connection to the outside world. The inhabitants never lack for food supplies. Everyone's free to chase whatever pleases them. Was thought out price to claim a friend to level or one new plaything. That's the purpose of this game. Passion scathingly, this tangling motives plays out with every day. In this unnatural paradise, who shall be the victim? Apparently there's this simple. Okay, it's on Booth. Like, is there a translation? There's gotta be a translation, right? That son of a bitch, there he is. See, I always know I'm gonna find some Kino anytime Ryu Kamiya pops up. The fucking Lolicon RPG. It's not the Lolicon RPG. That exists, but it's not this. Not this one. This is the oh yeah, this is the other Crisis Heroine game. You may be wondering, oh, it's just Crisis Heroine, right? It's like it's a fantasy crisis heroine. Like, yes, it is fantasy crisis heroine. There is a distinct difference though. This is still very much heroine crisis heroine. That's like one of the big things about this particular one. Is that it is still heroine. It is still crisis heroine. That's still something like you gotta understand. Like, and there is a translation of this. It's a rough one. Works. Yeah, like that's this kind of something you gotta let again, like there's the Dark Crisis acts and stuff, like you gotta kind of understand that one. But yeah, no, have I seen this before? It's really familiar for some reason. It's also 1,600 yen. Oh no, it's like $10. I don't even fucking table derby. I'm going to jail. Yeah, I don't think people understand my fascination with Japanese TTRPGs. Like, I am fascinated with them. Like, I love just finding more because they are very strange. I wouldn't say strange necessarily. I don't mean strange as like as a bad thing. I mean strange more along the lines of like they're different, and because they're different enough, it's interesting to actually talk about them. Because, like, yeah, this is something that is maybe something you haven't seen before. It's a little bit different. Therefore, insert footnote 3/4 is the human average. So with 25 points. Let's see, 25 points among 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 25 let's do 25 divided by 8. 3. You're gonna have 3 in everything by default if you just do it naturally. I think you'll have 1 point left over. Like, if you just do everything down the line effectively, you're going to have exactly 3 in 7, and then one extra one. That would be legitimately all you get. Cool. Cool, base. Wow, thanks. I needed to know the online character sheet. Needed to know the online character sheet was there and available for me to use. I'm so happy. So happy that I know that the online character sheet. Wowie zowies. You can't have 3.1. No. No. None of you 3.1 bullshit. No, average. None of that bullshit. Ah. Hey. It's Fat Albert. Alright, so that means... Thank you, game. I definitely needed to know that I should allocate all of my points. Very important information that has just been... We have been informed that a second... We've been informed that a second thing has launched. Hit the translation. Officially. I don't believe that's... I don't believe you're just saying allocate all 25 points. Like, there we go. Let's check Romaji. Romaji's... Yeah. Romaji's usually pretty good. Like, it does its job. Alright, so... Guys, I don't know about this one. This one seems a little bit complicated for me. I might not be able to understand it. Yeah, it's just HP and MP. I don't know what it could possibly be. It could be literally anything. Now watch it be like HP minus MP super 10 out of 10 Superman. I'm gonna put it in here just to HP. See, I psyched myself out there. I'm like, oh god, is it something different? Calculate HP MP. We need... Wait. I know this is just saying body plus 10, but may as well check it. Body plus 10. We... Mbapia. How could this happen to me? Ain't my mistake. What up? What? And double check to make sure it's going to be mental points. Gotta make sure MP mental points. And then that's going to paste it here. Let's check it out. It's going to be spirit plus intellectual ability. Go. What I've been able to gather from my research, from my kind of looking around, the best way to summarize Emo-Klore is budget Call of Cthulhu. Kind of the same ideas, kind of the same concepts behind it. A lot friendlier than Call of Cthulhu, if that makes sense then. A lot friendlier. A lot more. Instead of elder horrors beyond our mortal comprehension, it's folklore, it's urban legends, it's things like that. The main monster is a Emo-Klore, emotional folklore, which actually just hinders people by making them a little bit kooky wooky. Is this the Pathfinder CNC's D&D? No. From what I've been kind of getting more with it is a more accurate comparison would be, this is the black hack of COC of COC. A very cut down, a far more simplified, and a lot more to the point, if that makes sense. But this one's also very popular. I have learned that is kind of interesting, that it is quite popular apparently, because people have like clearly made things for the game repeatedly. So it's like, yeah, that's kind of interesting. No, that's interesting to me, that, you know, people have put time and effort into making new things, making scenarios for this particular game, because you don't see that too often with like kind of the more of the indie games. It's not really as big of a priority for the Japanese. The Japanese selected file format is not supported. What do you fucking mean? You list of skills. Emo-Klore. Please refer to the skill. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No! How could this happen to me? Oh, Boga. 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 Are a. So these are. Okay, so I'm assuming these are skills. Okay, so these are skills, obvious. That makes sense. So if we translate, if we just translate this over, yeah, skill. We do this. We just do that. Acquire skills. Get the skills. Get the skill. Acquire skills. Just, the skill. A skill is a skill that the skill is the skill. Used to determine the character's actions. The skill is the skill this character, the resonator. More information. Skills. All skills have level, and in principle, level 3 is the maximum. Go here. These would be the various levels of it. Okay, so going to you again. You again. And of course, do not forget that we will be doing some cleaning when it comes to these things. So don't be like, wow, Notepad, this reads like shit already. I'm like, yeah, because we haven't cleaned anything yet. It's not pretty yet. You gotta set things up before you can knock everything down and all that malarkey. You're not doing this to me. It's not a table. I reject your reading. Dumb. No, this is not a table. We're not going to select the table on the fucking website to do. Good. Jesus. Okay, so we're going to select that. We're going to go droid sans and single set everything. Okay, so if we go here, widowed. It's kind of a weird way of putting it, but like, is that really what it's? Widowed, yes. It's Cabo. Okay, like I was like, widowed does not feel like the correct term. Uh, a little better than others. Have a bit of a nibble. Have a bit of a nibble. Tips fedora. Uh, I'm assuming it's trying to say like amateur. That would be my guess. It's trying to say amateur. Yeah, so it's just knowledge. Like you have a working knowledge. It's like the adventure modules are popular in Japan than homebrew. Yeah, adventure modules are very big. Scenario. Well, I think a more accurate statement would be scenarios are very big, and I think one of the major reasons behind that really does boil down to uh, the rather extensive like replays communities and stuff like that, because you can. It's just the fact that like you can read a story, you can read a thing that somebody played already, and people enjoy that. People really like the fact that it's like, yeah, this has already been played before. This is, I read it in a book, I've read it there. It's a very different way of looking at things, a very different culture, really. That's what it really boils down to. It's a different culture. And that's not a bad thing. They're not wrong. It's just a little bit different than the way we're used to things over here in the States. States are different in that regard. Because we are, I would say we are a lot more conservative, I guess would be one way of wording it when it comes to our campaigns and stuff. Uh, like we're a lot more quiet about them. Some people. Let's, um, punctuate. Asterisk. Don't have the alt codes properly up. No. Okay, so we got that. Now spend a total. Okay, so we just need to spend 30 total skill points. And once we spend those 30 skill points, get our. Yeah, okay. So that's fine. This is a sample. Yeah, this is a sample. Yes, I guess we'll put the sample in table. We gotta make official looking. We do this. Yes. And level 3 times 1. So being level 3 is like your first class nothing. You can't have too many skills because we don't know what skills are yet. That's the thing. We can find skills, we just don't know what they are yet. That's the problem. Tips. Oh, I want this. Excess skill points will disappear if you don't use a fucking moron. If you're a stupid fucker who's too stupid. You're a stupid glue sniffling moron. Won't get him because you're stupid. Stupid bloody arsehole. Doesn't know jack fucking shit. Ugh. Stupid. See, I'm amazed people haven't tried to do like the replay thing here. Like I'm amazed people haven't trying that a lot more. They than because like to me anyway, that would be like the logical conclusion for some of these things. Like, yeah, you're just trying to publish, like, just trying to put out like books and shit of like, oh, this is my cool campaign or whatever. Like, but that's not a thing here. Like, I guess you could make I guess you could make a very strong argument that like Dragonlance was that, because Dragonlance was just a campaign you guys did. But even then, that's still kind of a stretch. Like in some cases, like a little bit more official, you could say. It's not. Yeah, that ain't really that ain't as they say popping in the hoods. Actually, uh. Thanks. Very important that you tell me this. I guess let's read what the footnote is. I bet the footnote's very useful when it comes to this. Look, it's quite. Yeah, we do that, and then we conceptual skills are gonna be right down here. Poison sense. Poison sense. Oh, and psychic awareness. Of course. How can I be such a fool? I'm gonna die. We are at 37 different footnotes currently. 37 fucking footnotes. Because I just can't have nice things. We live in a society, and that society is powered by memes. Okay, so we do that, and that leads. Okay, let's see, how long have we been streaming? A little over an hour. 17 footnotes? No, 37 currently. Oh. Oof. Ooh, ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ah, low. We want to do that. That. 8:30. Already kind of had dinner. Even though I shouldn't have had dinner. That's the thing. I should not have had dinner. But I didn't know if I was going to actually, you know, be able to be here because my stupid fucking apartment alarms went off. And if my alarms go off, I don't know what the fuck that means half the time because it's my apartment complex and they don't tell us jack shit here. Base skills, base skills. Let me see. So it's going to be base skills are those marked with an asterisk. The name of the skills, such as perception, base skills are skills that everyone has from the beginning to represent basic skills of each resonator, a fixed set of value of 1. So you will always have a certain number of skills because you can't make a check if you don't have a skill. Used in place of an unacquired. The base skill can be used. Alternate judgments may not be allowed sometimes. There's a chance that they will just not be allowed, and just check with your GM about it because they might not be. Oopsie doopsie. Oopsie doopsie. Looks like you made a fucky wucky, and now you're dead. Where's the second one? Okay, so what that would be here, insert footnote, do this. So it's like, even if you don't have like a major skill, you can always default back to some of these basic ones. That's fine. I think that's okay. It's one of those things where it's weird this mechanic exists. Less so than that it's weird that it's here. It's weird that this is just like an entire mechanic that's dedicated to like, yeah, this is a thing that can occur. Like, where were you in testing? That's always my question of some of these games. Like, what led to the creation of this mechanic? What was the secret here? What was the real thing that went on here? EXO skills. Skill. That EXO. Skills do with a star in their names, such inspiration are more powerful. If you acquire, you need to spend twice as many skill points as usual. For the 5 fucking. That we. That we. This ends. Make me sort throughout this entire fucking thing. Cool. That. All individually, aren't you? All individually, because it's the fucking source code, and that means how to do. All by hand, just make sure that it's all happy-go-lucky and all this bullshit. Because if you don't do, messy with, and be like, no, that's not how it's supposed to be written. It fucking reason. Oh. You. Forty-four individual footnotes currently, and trust me, there's more. There's a lot more. Okay, so we've got all that. So we're going to do this one. Okay, we're going to do these two next. That's going to be pretty much it. It have a sanity system. I am 97% sure that it uses a D4. Yeah, I think it uses every die, but I think primarily it's D10 based. It doesn't have a sanity system, it has a resonance system. I think the more resonance you get, the worse. It's like I think that's one of the things. If you get more of this resource, you lose. And if I'm going to be a betting man, it's probably also like this is a resource you need because it's a good resource for you as just as much as a bad resource. Because the Japanese fucking adore that concept. Match. Oh, we can do this. This we do. Is infinite resonance. All resonators acquire skills at level 1 from the very beginning. Whenever a player feels presence with strange entities, supernatural phenomenon, or strong emotion, supported by the presence of a strange of a oddity, he or she resonates with and is affected by. Resonance is a skill that indicates the degree of which the Resonant person has been eroded by the mutant. When resonance occurs, special judgment called the resonance judgment occurs. When skill level infinite resonance gradually increases, the skill level the resonate is more affected by the oddity. Oddity and their influence becomes stronger and stronger. Emotions can be distorted, minds may be altered, bodies may become physically abnormal, involved in bizarre phenomena. Human limited fraternal resonance. Technically, it's written down here as infinite resonance, so we're just going to keep it as infinite resonance. Is 9. Skill will deviate and something irreversible happen. Okay. As you can tell here, don't lose your. Yeah, this is the sanity mechanic, but not the sanity mechanic, mind you. It's yeah, that's what I mean by like it is but is not the sanity mechanic, because it acts completely like a sanity mechanic. It just isn't. Let's try this. Kyome. The fuck does that mean? Right, it's Kyome and ounce. So I don't think you actually pronounce that. Like, you don't even pronounce the idea of like it being infinite resonant. It's just Kyome resonant. That's gonna be like one of those things that like I need to change just in the compiled version. That will be changed into something like it's just gonna be called it's infinite resonance something, because it's probably just a Japanese language thing of why that is worded the way that it is worded. It's not worded. It's worded kind of awkwardly because it's in Japa-fucking-ese, and Japanese is a language in some regard. As long as you cannot, let's see. As long as you are a resonator, you cannot escape from infinite resonance. If you want to create, you spend skill point 2 more levels. So technically, you can buy the shitty points to. You can buy the ability to become more effectively by this. You want to spend your skill points just to get fucked over? Awesome. This is the kind of gamer moment I need. What inning? Infinite resonate. Infinite blade works. Please consult this. Mutations. Please consult the mutation charts. Oh. Oh no. This is what I mean by, like, it's budget Cthulhu. It's... I mean that not in a bad way either. I'm meaning that in just like, yeah, this game is slightly influenced by, you know, the most popular game in Japan, bar none. You know, that's a thing that is most likely occurring. I mean, that shouldn't be considered odd in any way. And I think that's fun. Let's see, we've got... Okay, actually, let's take our time a little. Okay, so it's... Okay, so I'm getting it. I'm getting it. A little bit weird, but we don't know how to roll, like... We don't know what the dice are being rolled yet, really, yet, but... As we double check this... Yeah, I think judgment value isn't really what we would consider to be the right word for it, but it's probably the word they would use for it. Moriojo radio. Good morning, good night, Moriojo. Gonna... Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Okay, so that kind of sums up kind of my I think that's all I'm going to do today because I'm a little bit behind on. I'm going to call it there for right now. We made pretty good time. Give you an idea, we're only on page 20. We're here though. Like, this is where we are. We're about halfway through the player section. This is what I mean, like, I think it's D10 based. We're halfway through the player section, which I don't actually think there's gonna... I don't think this game is very extensive. I really don't think that. I think there's just a lot of game. I think that's the issue with it. It isn't complicated, they just over-explain some certain aspect. Okay. Alright. Godspeed, good luck. I will see you all on the flip side. Most likely tomorrow we'll be working more on zombies and ziggurats, while on Saturday we're going to have the Chrome case of Cyberpunk, so get ready for that. So thank you all for watching. Godspeed, good luck. I will see you all another time.